Hello fellow crafters and welcome to my channel. My name is Chris and we're gonna create today Stitchless project. Fun video, quite short, but very interesting. You can see the effect you can get. There is two pouches. I'll make this one for you, but the pattern will be for both. So you will have it in two sizes. This is quite interesting project because you can make it with minimum amount of tools and it's quite a lot of cutting, but it's quite quick project as well. So let's start making it. Let's start from printing out the pattern. Remember to use 100% scale and you can use our scale checker if everything is printed out correctly. And we can start cutting. On two side panels I leave a little bit of a paper to easily connect the pattern together. If you would cut all of it, it will be harder to join it. For this project I recommend leather which is about 1.5 to 2 millimeters thick. The important bit, it needs to be quite firm. Soft leather won't work on this project. It's quite complicated cutout, so we're gonna use masking tape to secure the pattern to the leather. As usual, I'm using veg-tan leather, which is about 1.5 millimeters thick. When you cut out the pattern, you don't need to be too precise, because we're gonna cut everything now when we secure everything with masking tape. And tip of the day, it's always better to work on smaller piece. So before I'm gonna start cutting everything out, I'm just gonna make that piece smaller so we can rotate it freely. Unfortunately, this masking tape has quite low tack and it was ungluing itself from the leather, so I had to use some duct tape to secure it to the leather. The most important tool you need for this project is oval punching tool, which is 9 millimeters by 4 millimeters. I use same one as I would use for the belt. I'll put down link into description of this video. The full set, it cost about £8 on Amazon. I don't use mallet very often, but to demonstrate you that you don't need many tools for this project. So I punch those holes out with the mallet on one side and then continue using my presses on the other side. It's quite a lot of holes to do, especially on this big project. On the smaller one, it only takes about 2 minutes. So we've got all of them done and now it's time to do the bend. I use 15 millimeters corner punching tool. I find it most easy for me, but you can use different technique if you want. You can do like half round punching tool or something like that. Now on the back side we're gonna need to create lacquer inserts, which we're gonna insert into the slots on the front side. And it's quite few of them on both sides. If you want, you can use different size of the punching tool, but obviously you will have to adjust the pattern to it. So if you're gonna use bigger holes, you will need to make those slots bigger as well. Last few cuts we need to do and we're ready to go. And we can start assembly the bag. These last few cuts are quite easy. You just put the ruler on top and you can use utility knife or rotary cutter to cut the excess amount of leather. Like you can see, on one side I used utility knife and on the other I use a rotary cutter. I always prefer those long cuts with rotary cutter, but you can do it with your TNT knife. The choice is yours. Now I'm cutting the flap part. I didn't cut it in a length because I wasn't sure how long I needed, but only because I was making this pattern while I craft this pouch. The last thing we're gonna cut is the corners on each insert, so they go easier into the slots. I use smallest corner punching tool for that. If you get to the end of this video, please let me know in the comments what you think about it. Before I assemble the pouch, I bend the bottom part and the sides. It will make your life easier if you do that. Now the tricky part is assembly. I think the first one is the hardest one. If you get the first one in, the rest is pretty easy. It looks a bit messy, but believe me, there is a method in that madness. I recorded it from few angles so you can clearly see how to assemble it. But basically you put one side in and then slot the other one. Sometimes I help myself with an awl. At this point, not everything needs to go in all the way in, because we're gonna use trick at the end to slot them in so they can lay perfectly. Bear in mind, this is not the hardest leather I've got, and it's quite plasticky, but it will work at the end. Now let me show you the trick I promised you. When all the slots are in, I grab the back in one hand and the front into the other, and then pull it front downwards and back upwards, and everything slots in perfectly. Now I cut the flap to desired length. I think the one in the pattern was alright. So the bag is ready. The pouch is ready. I can't call it a bag. Obviously, if you change a size, you can make a bag from it. But I need a pouch for cosmetics when I'm going on a holiday. So I made a little something which I'm gonna put in my backpack and forget about it. You can see this joint is, it doesn't have any issues, it doesn't spread. But just to be sure, I'm gonna use one rivet. A red thing on the pattern is that rivet. It's an extra. It's better secured if you rivet here, because there is no chance something coming out in the middle of a seam. To be honest with you, even top of the seam is quite solid, so you can quite use a force, a little bit of force to pull it apart, and it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm happy with it. The seam looks nice as well. It's something different. So if you want to create something like this, I'll put a pattern for £1 until end of January. So you can try it if you like it or not. I'm gonna put 2 different sizes. One smaller one, I'll show you that in a minute. And this size as well. It's nice because it's not completely flat as well. Like you can see, it has that couple centimeters, and it's quite easy to look into it. I'm happy. Yeah, it came out nice. And that's the smaller one, same like the one on the beginning of the video. It looks a bit like a purse, but to be honest with you, it's more like a case for a glasses or case for a pencils, or maybe something for the ladies stuff. Now I'm gonna work on the edges. while I'm doing that, I want to say thank you to everyone who support my channel in previous years. We got beginning of the year and I still keep on creating, and few of you watches my videos and interact. I'm really happy. Thank you very much. The edge is nice and smooth, time to fit the lock in. I was fitting quite a few locks onto it, but I decided I'm gonna go with swivel hook. I really like those. It's easy to fit because you just need to find the middle, bunk a couple rivets, and then get the bottom, lock it in, double check it with the ruler, bunk few holes, put a couple rivets, and that's it. It's a very practical lock and it has quite good looks. Now it's time to fit small optional rivets. What do I recommend is to make the hole when you assemble the bag, because you want perfectly aligned slots and the inserts before you're gonna punch that hole. Everything is ready. Let me know what you think. And if you want to see next video, which is doctor's bag, which is my biggest struggle of last year, but it's also quite awesome project. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.